Hey folks, John Thompson, Spring Framework Guru here. So in this section, we're going to start getting into continuous integration, and we're going to use Jenkins and set up a Jenkins server. And we're going to have a lot of fun in this section of the course, because we're not only going to set up Jenkins, but we're going to start stepping our toes into provisioning servers in the cloud. And what we want to do is we're going to provision a Red Hat server and configure it to host Jenkins. So we'll set up Jenkins in that. We'll set up the DNS names provider to do a friendly URL like jenkins.springframework.guru. And also, for continuous integration builds, we're going to take a step further. Rather than just doing a build, we want to deploy artifacts. And what I want to do is set up Nexus, but just to give you a little taste of other things, we're going to set up Nexus using Docker. We'll use a Docker container to set up Nexus and configure that, also with a friendly URL for nexus.springframework.guru, where we can configure our Jenkins builds to deploy build artifacts to that Nexus repository. So on top of just doing integration or continuous integration builds, I think we're going to get into some fun things here. And by setting up Jenkins, configuring Jenkins, and getting builds going in Jenkins, but we're going to do it on a server that we provision in the cloud. We'll use Red Hat Enterprise Linux. So we'll provision that server. And then also we'll use Docker to provision a Nexus repository for our Maven artifacts. And this is something important. You're going to see this a lot in the enterprise because you're going to have build artifacts. And obviously an enterprise is not going to be pushing their build artifacts to Maven Central. That'd be kind of ridiculous for them to do that. They're not going to deploy their internal code out to a public repository. So it's very common to host an internal Maven repository such as Nexus. Artifactory is another great choice out there as well. So we're going to cover a lot of ground in this module, or in this section. It is a big section, but we're going to get into some pretty neat stuff.